What's going on, everyone? Dots Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you guys another ESO BG PvP commentary. So this video is actually going to be on my stamina Dragonknight. I have a new build that I am working on right now that I have not yet released, but this is something that I'm still working on, still kind of putting the finishing touches on before I potentially put it out. But it is a very dot heavy focused build, and we are going to be focusing on that build for our PvP commentary today. This was one of my first games on the build. You know, like I said, I'm still kind of putting some of the finishing touches on it, but I think we played really, really well, and I am happy with how we did, and so I wanted to talk about it in the commentary today. We were duoed again with Annie for this BG, and it is a deathmatch, and we handily win this game. Now, I just want to say that when you notice the end, scoreboard, you're going to notice that there are not a lot of people on the other teams. It is because they quit. So don't think it was just like a 4v2 or whatever the whole time. People did end up leaving this BG as it kind of progressed. So the first thing is we are starting to walk in here. This is a death match. We're just going to go onto this purple tee. We're going in. We're going hard. Now, on this build, now this is like a perfect showcase of my bars so that I can quickly talk about them. My back bar is literally just all buffs, and my front bar is dots and a CC. So the big thing with this build is going to be, surprise, surprise, buff and debuff maintenance. That is going to be our primary goal for this build. So I always have my 4 back bar buffs running, and the first thing we do is we run in and we start going through our dot rotation. We start applying all of our dots to everybody. Kind of step in here, and this guy's Grothar goes off, so I'm going to kind of back off a little bit. Notice my buffs are dropping down, so I'm going to reset them. We go in on this guy, start reapplying all of our dots to him, and he just absolutely blasts them, and we finish him off with the rest of our dots. Go up to the next guy, start applying our dots. He dies. Notice the red team starting to come in, so I just kind of start to weave some light attacks on that back bar, reapply my buffs, use my Noxious Breath to get this guy out of stealth, and then we just start walking up to these guys, applying all of our dots. As they start to drop low, we go into execute spam, and they do drop. So in between all these fights, you're going to notice I sit on my back bar a lot, trying to always make sure that my dots are applied, or my buffs are applied. I walk up to this guy, apply my dots, stun him, and then just, switch to my back bar, execute, and that's all she wrote. That's basically what this build is going to focus on for me, is just using my dots to rot them down, and as their HP gets low, going into execute spam to just kill them off while the dots take away on their HP bar. We see this purple guy behind us. We walk up to him, and we dot him up. This guy is a healer, so again, this is what I'm talking about. Dots applied, go into that light attack, execute spam. He just can't handle the pressure between me and my teammates, and we do take the guy down. Purple guy spawns again. We go up to him, apply all of our dots, and he just drops really, really quickly. Again, now we're in between fights, so I can go and just simply reapply all of my buffs and debuffs here. All of my buffs, we just get them all running. Thankfully, they all have relatively similar duration, so we go through a nice buff stack. So here, I saw an enemy go behind Annie while I was coming up here. I see that red guy go out there, so I let him know in comms, hey, by the way, you got somebody coming up behind you. And the second I say that, boom, they come out of stealth. So I try to go for the dot application here. The guy does dodge roll. I block, so I have a feeling they're going to come out of stealth and gank me. And thankfully, I do block the gank. Now, after that happens, though, I have another guy who starts attacking me, so I reapply my volatile armor, make sure that buff gets back up. I go into my dot spam here. Now, once I stun this guy, okay? So here's what I'm talking about. So our buffs are starting to kind of fall off a little bit. My rally drops, get stunned, reapply the rally, not the volatile, reapply the rally. I switch to my front bar, okay? I stun this guy to get pressure off. Now I'm at like 60% health. He's at 74. I have my rend available. Gonna want to use rend here on this guy. That's what we go into. We go into the huge rend. Rend applies a ludicrous amount of pressure, and it also gives us a ton of healing. This is like a healing ultimate and an offensive ultimate baked into one. And so I just literally, the second I apply to rend, it's just like, all right, this fight's basically mine. So I apply rend, another dot, he just dies. That's it. After that, we again reapply all of our back bar buffs because, again, we're just in between fights. So that's what I do. In between all these fights, we keep those back bar buffs applied so that once we get into the main battle, we can actually just focus on applying our dots. So I see this guy over here. Again, like I said, you see me going through my buff rotation, just reapplying everything. This guy runs away. He doesn't want the smoke. He meets up with the rest of his team. I walk up to this guy. I know this guy's the ganker, so I try to dot him up. He does, unfortunately, get away. I block because I don't want him to gank me, but, he ends up running away, so I just kind of go into some LOS so that he just can't take free pop shots on me. So we're just kind of in between fights here. I notice some of my back bar buffs start to fall off, but I walk up to these guys, start applying my dots here, and they all get healed up by this Templar. Now, Before I walked into this fight here, this was a bit of a mistake on my part. My rally fell off and my shuffle fell off. So before I started dotting these guys up, I unequivocally should have reapplied those back bar buffs once again. If I, maybe if I had, I would have been able to take them down. I don't think I would have gotten through the remembrance. But still, it's always a good habit to apply those buffs beforehand, because now this guy is ganking me. So if I had the rally, I'd have the burst heal from it. So always got to make sure those back bar buffs are up. Walk up to this guy, start applying the dots to him. I hit him with a fat rend. I'm tired of this guy ganking me. I'm tired of it, dude. So I again, back bar buffs apply to see this guy ganking me. I'm taking a little bit of pressure from him. So I apply my blood craze and I get the rend up. Those are two massive dots that are going to heal me the entire time as well. Afterwards, I apply my claw, go into the noxious. I then just kill him with another blood craze, and that's that. I should have, in my opinion, after I did the rend here, I should have, after this claw, excuse me, got a stun here. Don't know why I didn't use fossilize. Thankfully, the guy died anyway to the dot pressure, so it is a non-issue. After we kill this guy, this is one of my favorite moments. I'm pretty sure I like 1v3, 1v4 the whole red team here. After that, walk up to this guy, accidentally press execute, big mistake on my part. I try to LOS here, okay? So if you notice, after we kill this guy, there's two people on the red team left. I dodge roll, go to my vigor, reapply my back bar buffs, okay? I have this mag sork on my left, and we got a guy on our right. Okay, so notice I'm taking pressure from the mag sork. Now, this is where I'm standing. I have a moment here to use LOS, because this guy cannot hit through here. If I just stand over here, he's going to be able to hit me. But if I stand here, he's going to have to reposition down this way in order to actually hit me. So that'll give me some time for some free damage on this guy over here, because he is melee. So more likely than not, he will probably follow me there. So as we see, I step over here. The Templar actually was really smart and did not step up. If anything, he went back and the mag sork stepped up. So I just started to, put some dots into the mag sork here. He's taking a lot of pressure from the dots, and he just rots down. After that, we go on to this guy. This guy, I don't have any dots on him quite yet, but instead I just go for a leap, so I notice he is just low from something. And after that, we just, we execute him, and that's all she wrote. Now, all my back bar buffs fell off here. I was a little sloppy with that throughout that fight. So I basically, after I'm taking a lot of damage here, I get a mangle on me. I hate how tiny it makes your health bar. It drives me freaking insane. So I go and start applying all my buffs. I should have cauterized here before I swapped bars to vigor. Unnecessary global usage to just vigor first and then cauterize second. I should have just cauterized and used shuffle first. But, thankfully we're healed back up and everything's okay. I apply my noxious to this guy just to get a dot on him. I'm trying to go for some heavy attacks. My stam's getting a little low, but thankfully we do have a potion coming off cooldown, so I will get a nice refresh to my stam soon. So I'll walk up to this guy. We start applying some dots to him. I hit him with the big fossilize, and then me and Annie just finished the dude off. So as you can see, we are in an absolute dominant control of this game, man. The other teams are trying, but they got nothing, man. They got nothing. We reapply our back bar buffs here. We see a huge group here. Whenever I see a huge group here, I always want to go for these big rends. We're going to get huge value out of that dot, just ticking so hard on so many people. And on top of that, we're also going to get massive, massive healing from all of those dot ticks. So we apply the dots to this guy, and we just absolutely delete him. We have another guy over here. This is their healer, so we instantly target him down and focus him. I see a guy in the middle, so I want to just LOS here really quick. That's that mag sork from earlier. So after we kill this guy right here, this Templar, I'm taking a little bit of damage. So I'm at 64% health. I don't want to just like walk straight towards this guy like this, because the entirety of the time he's going to be able to attack me. If I go around like this while I'm en route, I'm actually going to be able to reapply my buffs and heal myself, and then basically get to the same destination. So that is what we do here. We just dodge roll, reapply our buffs here. I should have reapplied my rally, I think, in that moment too, but I did not. But, thankfully the guy ended up running away, so it's not a big deal. Because see here, the rally starts to fall off. I go into my dot applications. That guy gets low, so I execute him. I get stunned. Good. I reapply the rally, reapply the cauterize, reapply the shuffle. Good. Buff rotation. Go into this guy. He's what on our do. So we start applying our dots, and then he just dies into the fossilize. See another guy down here. We just, again, all of these dot applications. This is what the build does. We stun. Go into the blood craze. He dies. I'm taking a little bit of pressure, so we back off, heal. We get our potion up, which tops us off. I see these two guys here, so I go for a rend. Miss the rend, unfortunately. I'm still a little bit new to using the skills, so some of my aiming on it is I'm still kind of getting used to the hitbox. So again, reapply our dots here, stun this guy, and he just dies. That's about it. So again, we have another guy over here, reapply our back bar buff with Cauterize. It really should have applied my Shuffle as well, because this is a Templar, so it's a lot of mitigation I'm missing out on. But again, we walk up to this guy, start dot applications, but our whole team takes him down. This guy, same thing, stun, dot applications, and that's all she wrote. Just really good game so far, man. We've just been kind of stomping through these teams. At this point, a lot of people, I believe, have quit, which is kind of unfortunate for the two teams. But, you know, sometimes that is just what happens. This guy is by himself. He's trying his best. He just killed one of our teammates, but since he was low, I just walked up to him and executed him. Same thing with this guy. Applied one dot. He just died from the rest of our team's pressure. Got a purple guy on the right and a purple guy on the left. So we're going to go towards the two on the left here. We go into this guy again, dot applications. Buffs are completely down on the back bar. Really not sure what I'm doing here. Once I noticed that, you know, as I go through that full rotation, should have applied the volatile while I was back there too. Really stupid not to. I get hit by the Zons, and in my mind, I go, I'm going to counter this Zons. Okay. So we apply those back bar buffs again. Once again, should have applied that volatile. I see the Zons ticking on me. So I go, you know what? Fuck it. Rend. And with that Rend, I'm now going to be able to out heal the Zons with the Rend ticks. And so because of that, I don't really have to go too hard healing myself. We are able to, you know, keep ourselves top back off. So we have a lot of guys in this area. So I go for a blood cray spam on everybody just to get the healing coming in. On top of that, we go into the Noxious to get the AoE fracture up as well as the dot. We go into the stun, apply all of our dots to this guy. This guy is their healer. And so I can start going into execute spam, and that's all she wrote. Got another guy here, light attack him, and that is it, dude. We sealed it off with a 15-0 match. Feel bad for the other two teams. Did have people that quit, unfortunately. But unfortunately, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, first BG commentary on the new stamDK build. Really, really happy with it. It's been really fun so far. Biggest change I want to make to it is I want to change 2 of my jewelry traits to Swift because I don't have a source of major expedition. So I want to be able to have a little bit more speed on the build. And so that'll be really, really nice. It's going to be a huge improvement once I get those 2 traits changed. But yeah, it's a fun game, guys. It was really, really good overall. I'm going to have another BG commentary coming out on the stamDK tomorrow as well. So keep an eye out for that one too. But anyway, if you guys did like this video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like on it. Any comments, feel free to leave one below. And guys, of course, for more ESO and other MMORPG content, please hit that sub button as well as hit the bell to keep those notifications on. Thank you all so much for stopping by today. I do very much appreciate it. As always, I'm Das Gaming, and I'll see you all next time.